Welcome to AI for Good, the leading action-oriented global and inclusive United Nations platform on AI. Organized by ITU in partnership with 40 UN sister organizations and co-convened with Switzerland. The goal of AI for Good is to identify practical applications of AI to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and scale those solutions for global impact. In today's session, we're counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging discussion. We encourage you to stay until the end, as we will hold a 30-minute networking session in the neural network. Here you can meet, ask questions to our distinguished speakers, connect, and chat with the AI for Good community. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is yours.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Sebastian Bosse, and I'm very happy to welcome you to today's AI for Good webinar on digital agriculture technologies for global food security. I'm a research group leader at HHI Fraunhofer in Berlin. I'm leading the Interactive and Cognitive Systems group, and I'm also one of the chairs of the focus group on AI and IoT for digital agriculture of the ITU. Today, I'm very, very happy to welcome you, as I said already, to our webinar. We have a fantastic speaker with us. We have Temesgen Gebeyehu, who will give a presentation. And Temesgen is the Digital Agriculture Program Director on the Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Agency, ATA. Prior to joining ATA, Temesgen had worked for the World Vision in different capacities, playing a leading role in the development of various applications. And Temesgen is a professional with over 15 years of experience in information communication technology. He has a lot of experience in database management and administration, agribusiness and markets, and in various spheres beyond that. The last 7 years of his work were mainly focused on digital agriculture projects and the corresponding portfolio management and implementations. Today, Temesgen will explore the project A028, a farmer's hotline that he has been leading to implement. And I'm very, very happy to have you here, Temesgen, to have your hear your presentation, and also to dive a little deeper into the topics and to your expertise after your presentation and our discussion. Thank you. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sebastian. Thank you very much, ITU team. So, as Dr. Sebastian explained, I will try to demonstrate or present about our experience in relation to applying digital technologies for improving agriculture and also ensure food security here in Ethiopia. So thank you very much again. I'm very delighted for having this opportunity. So I will directly go to the presentation session. As Dr. Sebastian indicated, the topic of today's discussion will be digital agriculture technology for global food security. So I'll be focusing on explaining or presenting our experience in applying this technology for how we leverage digital technologies for improving the agriculture sector. So I will not go to discuss to introduce myself as Dr. Sebastian introduced me. So as you probably know, Ethiopia is a country located in the eastern part of Africa, with a population of projected to trend about 220 million people. So Ethiopian economy is mainly based on agriculture, which accounts or contributes for 33% for the GDP, and the total workforce of 85% for the economy or for the employment. So with this, I will go to directly go to our introducing Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Agency. sorry, I may use ATA and ATI because now we are renamed to be Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Institute. So apologies, I may use ATA and ATI interchangeably. So even though our agriculture contributes for mainly for the economy, the productivity or the production of agriculture is very low, even comparing to the sub-Saharan Africas. So realizing this fact, the government Ethiopia has established Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Agency or Institute, at the time agency, with the objective of accelerating unit for supporting the Ministry of Agriculture by being catalyzed for improving the agricultural productivity, markets, by identifying constraints and by also implementing high impact solutions or interventions at farm level. So with this, ATA has been mandated with 4 areas or with 4 responsibilities. The first one, so this mandate or this, the ATA has been established in 2010 after a 2-year diagnostic study. Based on this diagnostic study, ATA was established in 2010. The main area or mandate of ATA are 4, as indicated. The first one is undertaking or conducting studies, and also for identifying systematic constraints and also for recommending solutions. So based on these solutions, some of the solutions are policy level and others are just guidelines and other things. But there are also some of the recommendations are projects. So ATA is also responsible for implementing these identified projects. In piloting and scaling up before it is transferred or transitioned to the Ministry of Agriculture and other organizations. The third mandate area is implementation support. So ATA is responsible for providing implementation support. ATA has established a delivery unit for different for Ministry of Agriculture and others related organizations. The fourth area is conducting linkage and coordination. So this is also our responsibility. We have been doing a lot on that. So in order to achieve this transformation, we use 2 approaches. The first one is systematic interventions. We prioritize our interventions in the form of identifying national agricultural transformation agenda. We also implement this in the selected geographies. Specifically, we implement this in the highland area or the 4 regions of Ethiopia. So these are ATA's mandate and what has been done with ATA. So after that, let me just give you some background about our digital environment. So for just giving you some insight for this, I use one of the digital transformation strategy, which was endorsed by the government in 2020. In this strategy, we use this strategy identified 4 areas for assessing or for exploring the readiness of Ethiopia for digital transformation. The first area is infrastructure. As you can see here, connectivity and power are selected. When we see power, only 44% of Ethiopian households have access for electricity. This is actually 2020 study. Now it's about 48%. The other when we see the connectivity, I get this from the LinkedIn page of one of Ethiopian technology hosts called Solomon. As it describes very nicely. I'm using this one. Comparing to the global, at the global level, the urbanization of people are 57% of 7.9 billion people. But in Ethiopia, the people living in the urban area is only 22.7% out of 100, almost 20 people. When we see the mobile penetration level, at the global level, it's 104%, but in Ethiopia, it's only 49%, less than 50% at this time. When we see the internet coverage, it's at the global level, it's 62.5%, but in Ethiopia, it's only 25%. The social media is also same. Even in Ethiopia, the social media users ratio is only 5.35%. So these are the what we have now. When we see enabling environment, digital ID, digital payment, cyber security is assessed on this document. Just to show you one area in related to digital payment, only 12% of Ethiopia made payment digitally. When we see digital interaction among government, private sector, and citizens, Ethiopia is ranked. If we see e-commerce, Ethiopia is ranked low on ease of getting credits. When we see broader ecosystem, finance, people, policy, and regulations, there are everything is assessed, and there is, in addition to current challenge, the solution that is also provided in the document. So the document finally identified 4 areas, 4 economic areas, sectors for bringing the transformation of the area. The first one is agriculture. So this is a good opportunity for us. In addition to that, we also are in the process of developing digital agriculture extension and advisory service. So just this is for the background purpose. Let me go to our work. ETA has established a digital agriculture program with the responsibility of identifying, developing, supporting initiative related to the use of digital solutions in the agriculture sector. This program is responsible for defining strategic goal for digital solution in agriculture and influence stakeholders for properly implement of the identified solutions. In the last 9 years, this digital agriculture team was called ICT for Agriculture team. We have identified different problems and we implemented solutions for these problems. The first one, which I will be discussing about, is 8028 Farmer Hotline, which is a digital advisory service. We also IVS, which we are currently using for accessing, for supporting, for improving input delivery system. It is input voucher system. Now we are just automating it for electronic voucher system. We have also a digital technology called farm management, FPP digitization. We have also a solution, digital solutions, which is called National Market Information for improving the access to market information, which has currently 1 million users across the country. So, this is what we have been doing in relation to the digital agriculture implementations. So when we come to the 8028 Farmer Hotline, it's a digital advisory service. As I indicated before, ATA's responsibility is conducting study is one of its responsibility. When we, as you probably know, in Ethiopia, we have about 665,000 development agents, which are responsible for supporting about 50 to 80 million smallholder farmers. When we say smallholder farmer, we mean that people or farmers who has less than 1 hectare farm plot of land for producing, for harvest, for producing, or for growing plants and doing everything for their livelihood. So in order to support these smallholder farmers, the Ethiopian government deployed about 65,000 development agents, who has a diploma and degree in academically, and who knows the environment of the farmers. So even if the government tries in this area, that was not that much successful. That was not efficient. The key issues identified in this public extension services, even if we have 65,000, farmers do not receive up-to-date information and knowledge in a timely manner. The first one, this one, lack of enough physical support. One development agent is supposed to support about 200 smallholder farmer. The other thing is whenever something happens like crop disease, pest infestation, desert locust, and other things, even unseasonal rainfall, there is no mechanism to let farmers know about the occurrence of these incidents. So we have to have a mechanism to to do this. So we introduced digital solutions, which is 8028 Farmer Hotline. So this Farmer Hotline has been piloted in 21 Moderators or districts in February 2014 with high-value crops, with different soil types and agroecologies. The system works like we digitize or recorded the extension package or contents into our system. Then we made it available for smallholder farmer to call to the system at any time, 24/7, for free, using their any type telephone. So this system has four modules. The first one is a calling automated hotline. When we started with 7 crops. Now, in 2022, we have contents or agricultural advice, or we can call it advisor training materials of 21 crops, starting from planting up to post-harvesting in all value chains. So the only thing farmers are expected to do is just to call in Ethiopia, where Ethiopia telecom network is working. So if they have network, they can call, they can access, they can teach themselves and improve their productivity. Now, in the time, we added content on livestock, dairy, fattening, poultry. We also included COVID-19 information back in 2020. Then we included digital financial literacy. So the only thing is they just browse, just like browsing internet. They browse with their keys, menus in their mobile phone, and they access the content they would like to listen about. The second one is whenever they call to the system will register their profile information, and based on that profile information, we push alerts give them about the occurrence of different diseases, as I indicated before. The third module is the third one. The third module is a help desk system. The first one is a general content, but if farmers have specific question, they will have the ability to record their question into their mobile phone so that we can capture centrally and link them with experts who can give answer for their specific question. This is the third one. The fourth one is we can also conduct a simple survey to know about the occurrence of crop disease and pest infestation. So as you can see here, this is a very simple basic mobile phone, as I indicated before. Even now in 2022, the penetration of mobile phone in the global is 104%, but in Ethiopia it's less than 50%. So, and most of these are, especially in the rural area, are basic mobile phone. So just we made this available for, we avail the technologies so that it can be used by smallholder farmer with the technologies they have. As you can see, they just browse using this menu. The content are available in 6 local languages, which are Oromifa, Amharic, Oromifa, Tigrinya, Sidaminya, Walaitinya, Afan Oromo. There are also contents and crops type. As you can see, these are the type of contents we have on the rain-fed crops, household crops, livestock advisory. So maybe let me just if this is visible. This is a dashboard we are using for monitoring the system. As you can see here, this is live. I'm presenting to you, 16 people are calling to our system. So far, about 52 million calls. The system received about 52 million calls for accessing the content from about 60 million users across the country. So this is one. Maybe I can also go through the system. We monitor, we can conduct, we can do everything from here, from our area, from centrally here. So let me come back to my presentation. I think I'm visible. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, so when we come to the, this is the system because because of time, I will not go to the detail how it works. Just to show you as a sample, one of the module of our system is conducting survey. This is the survey we conduct using our IVR and SMS system. As you can see here, we were able to conduct, we were able to know about the occurrence of disease in October 3, 2018, about the occurrence of wheat rust, the red, the green, and every the things highlighted are with the disease. So let me go to the result. As I indicated before, we have received about 52 million calls from 60 million users. We were able to send out about 7.6 million alerts for alerting them about the occurrence of disease. We also handled 20,000 unique questions. The system can be accessed can accommodate about 330 concurrent calls from farmers. ATA, in collaboration with Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, conducted independent study about the contribution it made to the Ethiopian economy, which includes the digital agriculture solutions between 2014 to 2019. Because of ATA, 4.6 million quintals increment was registered in production, which averaging 800,000 quintals per year. At macro level, ATA has also contributed 0.3% for the GDP. So this is a huge contribution. So which means we are also contributing with ensuring the food security and improving the livelihood of smallholder farmers. So this is the result. Let me go directly to the future, our future plan. So we can use different technologies, advanced technologies, but we have to know that the environment we are in. So based on the environment we are in, we introduce these solutions, and we have also introduced different solutions. But we can also leverage more advanced solutions like artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, and other things. Even now, 6 million users can access this content, but if we can make this content more contextualized, more localized, more dynamic, like by integrating climate and other things, we will benefit smallholder farmer in a better way. So maybe this is area, maybe if from the participant, if there is anyone who can collaborate with us, we are open for that, for ensuring these sustainable development goals. We have to work with us, with Africans, with our situations. This is what we have tried to achieve. We have planned, so localizing content, adding additional channels, even specific to these digital technologies, our plan. But there are areas for collaboration, digital agriculture. We have different. There are different advanced technologies. So these are the areas we can collaborate with you, and this is our plan. So with this, let me finish my presentation. Sorry, I took time, Dr. Sebastian. I finished. I have to stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this interesting presentation. And thank you so much for sharing your insight on this ambitious project with us. It's very interesting, I find. So when we talk about AI and IoT for digital agriculture, as we also do in the focus group, then the perspectives are so different. If you come from, or if you take the perspective of the, let's say, developed countries, European countries, the US, countries like that, Australia, then you have certainly totally different challenges as opposed to developing countries such as Ethiopia. And I find it very, very fascinating and interesting how these challenges are very effectively met with such projects. Allow me to ask some questions that that would give me even a better insight on how the system is working. So in my understanding, farmers can call to ask for advice, and they are referred there to real people, right? So there are real people, experts in the field, who can give their advice and recommendation on the specific questions that the caller have. Is that correct?
The first one, interactive voice response, we record the extension package, training materials, or the advice in our system. And just like Googling, when you Google, you get something. Just like that, they call, they receive the recorded message. They listen to the recorded message. But there is also another module, help desk. They will be connected with the experts. That is another module. But the main one is they will call, go just navigate and get the content from the recorded message.
Mm-hmm. How do you recruit the experts that you can call?
Linking the expert.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so the first one is they call, they get what we have, and if they couldn't get the answer for that, we will link them with the experts. This is the second one. Yeah. Okay.
And where do you get the experts from? So I imagine there is some sort of office with experts, and they just pick up the phone and give advice. So where do these key people come from?
Sorry, can you add? Can you explain a little bit?
Yeah. So in the system, people are calling and they're asking for advice, and then some of them are just linked to the experts. So you have experts.
Yeah.
And my question is, these experts, they are super valuable, obviously, for the field and for this project as well. So where do you get the experts from? So how do you get the experts?
Yeah. So the experts, by the way, this the second one is not open nationally. We are operationalizing in some specific areas. We get from those specific areas. We have agricultural experts as government workers, and we get their mobile phone. We give them trainings, and we have their contact information in our database. We have about 600 experts from 300 districts.
I see. So yeah, I think that's very crucial for your system, right? That you actually gather the knowledge at the right place so people can access it.
Sure.
In the beginning of your presentation, you sketched some numbers with regard to the digitalization and the state of digitalization in Ethiopia, and I was very surprised. I have to say, I was very surprised because it's so challenging. So you said that there's like 44% electricity access, and about 50% of the population are actually mobile users.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also said that the network is usable everywhere where the Ethio telecom network is available. And given the urbanization level of 23% in Ethiopia, so what is actually the network coverage there?
The network coverage, maybe Ethio Telecom is until now. Actually, now Safaricom is coming. Ethio Telecom, even though it is it has been introduced 20 years ago, it's the only Ethio Telecom telecom company we have in Ethiopia. It's now it's almost available across the country. It covers almost all. But when we go to the rural area, the quality of the telecom service is not the same. The coverage is a lot. I'm sorry, I don't have the coverage about that. But the fact is, when we go to the rural area, the quality of the network will deteriorate, and we expect that the coming of Safaricom will improve the coverage across the country.
I see. Okay, so I really find it fascinating because it seems to be such a challenge, and I really, really like to see them tackling this. I think it's a very worthwhile project. Given also that, as you indicated as well, 85% of the population of Ethiopia is employed in the agricultural sector. So this is a lot, and this means that it's has a huge social impact as well. So it's a very important endeavor there. You also mentioned that the literacy in Ethiopia is relatively low. And I imagine that this poses serious also like another front of challenges to any sort of digital system. Could you elaborate a little on that? And maybe maybe you thought also about how to mitigate such problems and to somehow design systems that have a good accessibility, even given a low rate of literacy.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sebastian. Literacy, especially among smallholder farmers, is only about 52 to 54%. Even in development agents who are who have a diploma in the agriculture, their digital literacy is about 50%, 52%. It's difficult even if you ask them to download something for Play or from the Google Play and from other things, it's challenging for them. So for mitigating this, this is one solution we introduced. The other one is speeding up the digital literacy. The literacy and the digital literacy is another thing. I mean, this strategy, the government effort, the Ministry of Education and others' effort will be very crucial for that, including the development partners. But at the same time, we have to properly analyze these issues and introduce feasible solutions which can work in our situation. Even if farmers may not be that much literate, they have children and they can be supported by their children. We can focus on the youth in other areas. So by just identifying these type solutions, we can mitigate the challenge we have here in Ethiopia. And the other thing is, I mean, we have to do something from the background when we transmit, when we channel this for smallholder farmers. We can use solutions like this, but we have to be able to generate advisories, mechanisms to knowledge as a background. And use technology like this for channeling to the smallholder farmers.
It's very interesting. So in the last webinar, we had Kenneth Irvins with us, and he gave a presentation on user-centric aspects of digital agriculture. And the challenges that you just sketched, to me, they appear to have a very, very clear user-centric thing with them as well, because you really need to think about the users there. You have to think about the farmers with a special socio-economic situation, and also with the obviously very heterogeneous agricultural economic ecosystem. So that's very, very, very interesting, very challenging. At some point, since the smallholder farming economy is so heterogeneous, you might just need to consider the the challenges of agriculture on a very detailed level, meaning maybe not farm by farm, but in clusters of farms. So the requirements might just be so different crops, different weather and climate conditions and such. So this might just affect also the data acquisition. So I understand that technically speaking, you have some sort of knowledge base, the experts that can provide knowledge, but I assume that this is some sort of average knowledge that holds for many, many applications and many scenarios, but not in every specific sense. So I guess that it might be worthwhile in the near or middle future to also consider these specific farm-specific things. And this is where the use of data acquisition might just be important, and the collection of data, and also the collection of the domain knowledge that the farmers they know what they're doing as well. So is this something that you are taking into account? And if so, how do you think the challenge of literacy and lack of literacy could be overcome when it comes to the data acquisition and data collection?
Maybe, thank you. I think you raised a very important issue. Yeah, at the farm level, it's very, very difficult. But in ETA, just understanding that problem, in the last 2 years, we introduced agricultural commercialization cluster approach, which is bringing farmers into one in order to provide inputs, mechanization service, even digital service at once. They are supposed to grow similar crops in like 20 to 25 farmers will be clustered in one area. So so we will identify farmers, like model farmers, representative of farmers or champions, and we'll focus on them. Everyone can access, but we'll focus on them. So for data collection, it makes a little bit easier. We can collect from those clusters which are on same soil, agroecology and other things. So it makes a little bit easier. The other things using like satellites, free satellites, and maybe to some extent implementing these advanced solutions will help us to mitigate the challenge. By the way, data collection is a very, very challenging things. Opening internet access to internet is 25%. Even if there is internet, opening some applications is very difficult. So, but by just bringing different users at same and using other data source would help us to mitigate this challenge. That's what we are thinking and what I believe would be efficient. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So you closed the presentation with an outlook. So what are the precise next steps that you have in mind to advance the system you presented?
The next step, specifically for this solution, is contextualizing, customizing the content. The content we have are general, as you saw. The recommendations are general across the country, but we need contextualized based on soil, based on agroecology, even based on dynamics like climate and other things, weather, climate and other things. So for that, we need to get data, not only from the static data, but dynamic data, and make that predictive analysis, implementing predictive analysis, analyzing and generating recommendations as short time, as much as possible in short period of time, and sending out that message to smallholder farmers. With that, we can. I mean, with the traditional method of doing things, cannot take us a lot further. So we have to identify areas like this. In addition to that, as I indicated before, linkage, access to market is another solution. Market information system. We have about 1 million users. We collect data. There is also market linkage. There is also farm management system. We have also input voucher system. We also want to engage farmers, private sectors. We work actually with private sectors, but we want just to increase the engagement of private sectors. And we want, as an ITA, we want to develop a system which can integrate across value chains, which can collect data, which process, and which provides advice for smallholder farmers at short period of time, and also to provide other services for access to input, finance, credit, and other things. So with specific this project, customizing and contextualizing and implementing our AI and other things is one thing, but in addition to integrating with other solutions is also our next step, which we may need support from different development partners and other people.
Great. I hope you keep us posted about your progress. It's very interesting, very fascinating, and very, very promising. I really like this project, and I would like to hear more about it in the near future. I think with this, I'll close this session. so that we can all join the networking event that's following up to this webinar. You will meet us there, Temesgen and myself. You will meet in this networking session as well, and I'm very, very happy to follow up on our discussion there with other people as well. One last word maybe on this project and related projects. I think it's very, very relevant, very interesting, and one of the important aspects, and this is something that was alerted in this session already, is to sort of streamline this in a more general sense. So here I would like to draw attention again on the ITU focus group on AI and Internet of Things for digital agriculture, that is specifically geared towards streamlining all these challenges and to identify use cases, but also synergies between different stakeholders. The next meeting of the focus group will be on the 9th and 10th of May. And all of you are very happy to take part in this meeting and also to contribute. We are still in the process of gathering use cases, and I invite everyone to submit use case proposals so that we can actually make something for a change there and use this brilliant platform to identify the relevant challenges. Thank you so much. It was fun. It was really interesting. It was a fascinating presentation. And I'm looking forward now to continue on this on networking event in the ITU&T neural network.
Okay.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sebastian. Have a good time. Bye.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learned something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the satisfaction survey, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. After the 30-minute networking session, we invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits and poster boards, and build your personalized AI for Good program. It was a pleasure learning with you today. See you at the next AI for Good.